Pahlyssa here, and today I'm going to be talking about my OG game series, my main squeeze, The Sims. As a pioneer Sims player that has been playing since the game launched in 2000, yes, 20 years ago, and yes, I'm showing my age here, I would like to think that I have enough real-time experience with the game series to really get into detail about the direction that The Sims 4 went with it. With that said, by popular opinion in the Sims community, The Sims 2 always reigns superior in so many different ways. There are so many different things that I could talk about and compare, but in today's video, I need to address the biggest and most criticized feature in The Sims 4 in comparison to The Sims 2, and that is babies. As a disclaimer, if you are wondering why I left out the beloved Sims 3 babies in this scenario, it is because in this particular video, I want to highlight specific things that The Sims 4 completely neglected, when all they really needed to do was to take a look at The Sims 2. So without further ado, here are my top 6 things in no particular order that The Sims 4 should have learned from The Sims 2 about babies. Number 1. Bathing the baby in the sink. First of all, how adorable is this? In The Sims 2, you were able to interact with the babies in so many more ways than in The Sims 4. We are all well aware that your only interaction with the babies in The Sims 4 is standing over the bassinet. Is the option to bathe the baby in the sink absolutely necessary? No, but it's cute and it adds much more lifelike interaction. Number 2. Cribs. Speaking of the bassinet, there are no cribs in The Sims 4? No cribs? This is just one of those things that comes off as just lazy to not have in the game. Why did we go back to The Sims 1 animation where a bassinet just pops up out of nowhere and that is the extent of the baby interactions? Not to mention the fact that the base game of The Sims 4 didn't even come with toddlers. And we really went back to the Stone Age when the bassinet baby grew up directly into a child. Number 3. Changing tables. I know I wasn't the only person super excited about changing tables in The Sims 2, and I'm not exactly sure why, but this was one of my favorite features added in The Sims 2, and I was really disappointed to never see its return in either The Sims 3 or The Sims 4. It's just another one of those things that adds a little bit more realistic interaction into the game, and the best part about it is that you don't even need to use it to change the diaper if you don't want to. It was never a forced interaction, and there's no reason why The Sims 4 couldn't have had it as an available object. Essentially, The Sims 4 made it to where there was no point in even trying to create a nursery because you don't have any changing tables or at the very least a crib. Number 4. Handing the baby off. This one is very subtle and not necessarily a reason to be outraged, but it certainly shows you the dedication that the developers of The Sims 2 had in not only making more interactions with the babies, but actually making them seem like a real part of the family. The Sims 4 has nothing but the show-off interaction, which feels cheap and, as I already mentioned before, lazy. Number 5. Spit up. As if The Sims 2 weren't trying hard enough to create realism in the game, the babies can actually spit up on you, and that's just a big deal. It's just a big deal. And I'm sure there's some players that would rather not deal with that in some capacity, but family-oriented Sims players thrive off of that type of realistic interaction. The Sims 4 yet again falls short. The baby gets to feeding, the baby goes to sleep, the baby sits in the bassinet with no purpose. Number 6. Feeding. Feedings in The Sims 2 and The Sims 4 are not catastrophically different, and I'll give The Sims 4 credit that they implemented the option for breastfeeding, but that's about as far as the kudos go. As usual, The Sims 4 has the baby tethered to that pesky bassinet. In The Sims 2, the Sims will carry the baby, go to the fridge, pull out a bottle, and feed the baby. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that the fridge bottle is a better way to feed the babies, but in The Sims 4, it could have been a nice feature to add in as an option, and if you were going to go the breastfeeding route, then why not let the mama sim sit in a rocking chair or somewhere and feed her baby? Sims 4 devs, no one stands over their baby and feeds them like that. I would also like to add in this little honorable mention that sheds light on the changes made to The Sims 4. Trying for a baby. Trying for a baby in Woohoo is relatively unchanged from The Sims 2 and The Sims 4. The only real difference here is that when the Sims conceive in The Sims 2, the game plays a little lullaby tune to confirm it. However, in The Sims 4, the Sims have the option to take a pregnancy test or wait a day to know the results. I'm not sure how much better they could have made this process, but the pregnancy test is basically the lullaby tune with extra steps. But what I do know is that in The Sims 2, having a baby is an actual want for some Sims, while in The Sims 4, there are no such things as wants. The Sims in The Sims 4 lack substance, and this is a problem that extends beyond the baby's shortcomings. The Sims 4 Sims are empty shells that run on nothing but emotions, moods, and basic needs. But I digress, that is subject matter for another time. When The Sims 2 came out, it gave Sims players an entirely new type of gameplay with new interactions and highly anticipated family dynamics of pregnancy, babies, and ages beyond that, something that we never had with The Sims 1. Fast forward to The Sims 4 base game release, we were slapped back into The Sims 1 era of bassinet babies and the immediate aging up into a child. Granted, The Sims 4 redeemed themselves, or tried to, with the toddler update and the toddler-related DLC content, but the damage has already been done, and in many ways, The Sims 4 is relatively unplayable without countless mods that try and remedy the small little details that The Sims 2 so graciously gave us. Thanks for watching, and let me know if I happen to leave anything out. I plan on making a toddler comparison in the future, as well as other comparisons that dive into the nitty-gritty of The Sims 4. Until next time, later.